Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. I want to thank all of you for joining this group, and I'm going to do my best to come in here and be live once a week or so and just kind of share what's going on with me, what's coming through, what information I might be channeling at the moment. And I got a lot of responses to my Instagram stories yesterday, if you're on Instagram. And I was talking more about kind of how EMFs affect our bodies, more specifically our energetic fields, really. And that, there's a theory, or someone I was listening to on a podcast that was talking about how EMFs can cause things like viruses or bacteria or fungus to just exponentially boom in our bodies. And so, that being said, the last thing we want to do is be more fearful and more worried and more scared about additional things like EMFs or 5G or a lot of these things that we can't control in our environment. In our immediate environments, we can control them to a certain extent by kind of giving our bodies a break from our phones or laptops or our Wi-Fi. But, at this point, there is 5G and man-made EMFs going up all over our neighborhoods, all over our communities, and really, I think the intent is to probably put satellites in space so that it blankets the Earth in EMFs. So obviously not ideal for our sensitive antenna in our energy bodies. But there are things that we can do to basically just kind of step outside of that and program our energy bodies to react differently. And one of the interesting things that I've been noticing, and it's really, really evident right now, is that really kind of like 3D reality and 4 or 5D reality, they're all layered on top of each other. So you may be in one reality, but you can still see the other realities. And so sometimes it's hard to discern, like, is this thing that I'm seeing and hearing about, can it harm me? Or is it a problem? Or do I need to worry about it? And in many cases, it's not. You're actually vibrating at a different level, especially if you're doing a lot of this work. And so you might be able to see 3D, you might be able to see some of the things. And really a lot of what's happening in 3D right now is this dismantling of structures. And so in the undoing, a lot of fear is being put out into the universe. And if you read my email last week about the coronavirus and the channeling that I specifically did with that, one of the things that the email was getting long, so I was trying to keep my thoughts succinct. But one of the things that came in that I didn't put in the email was that I got this message about using these kinds of situations, like what's happening with the virus right now, as almost like a barometer of how the collective is doing on a scale between love and fear. And so you can basically kind of stand back, look at what's happening and say, what percentage fear do you think there is in the world right now? And what percentage love do you think there is? And when I looked at it that way, I thought, wow, like we have a lot more work to do. Sometimes, I think we especially can feel the love and feel the good vibes and, be in a good place a lot of the time. And then when you see, the collective from really, from outside of yourself, from outside of everything, you can see what's happening. I kind of laugh. I'm like, there's enough toilet paper for all of us all the time, right? Like there's always plenty of toilet paper when you go to the store until suddenly there's a panic about toilet paper. And while it's kind of funny in some ways, on the other hand, I kind of look at these things as, is this designed to make us come together or push us apart? Is this more duality or is this more kind of one consciousness? And so, in this panic of consuming or collecting toilet paper just in case, it might mean that our neighbor doesn't have toilet paper now. So Those are some of the things that I kind of think about and, look at when something is magnetized, or, am I not coming up with the right word? Magnetized on a global level. So, yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So what's interesting, and if you've been in the Earth Tenders Academy or come to the retreat, I've talked about this little bits off and on, but I haven't gotten into it really deeply. And it's this idea of being able to program energetic symbols or program bubbles, sometimes I say. You can program a bubble. And so what I was talking about on my Instagram stories last night was that you can put a bubble over your home or your property and program it to keep EMFs out or keep fear out, or you can program it to do anything. And it's interesting because when the information was kind of first coming through to me, I was like, can we do this? Can we program things or make templates for them? And the more that I started realizing, actually, I think I was calling them templates for a while. And then one day I was thinking about it or writing it, I can't remember, kind of channeling about it. I used the word program instead of template. And it was like a total aha moment for me, because I realized absolutely there is programming all around us. We watch TV programming. Certain religions are known to program or have programming. So we just haven't been taught how to use it for good and use it for ourselves and take back our own power and control. And that's really when I sat down this morning to kind of find out, like, what should I share about this and this kind of programming or templating of, say, protecting your home. It actually came back to, our physical bodies, not so much our home and our, the land where we live, but really the message that came through was, you're in control, and don't give up your power to outside influences who may want to give you a program and who want to, in this case, a lot of what's happening right now, program you with fear and make you act a certain way based on that programming. And so really what the message I got this morning was, it is important to protect ourselves from outside influences, but that it's not as difficult as we think. And that's really the experience I've had while I've been experimenting with this idea, is that it's not very hard. It's oftentimes, I think we're kind of wooed into this idea that we have to have all this technical pieces, or somebody has to do something for us, or, we have to have a certain amount of knowledge or, gifts or powers to do it. And it's really not that difficult. And so, one of the things that came through was that, in this dimension where we are, there aren't any actual physical laws. It's all energy. It's guided what the laws are, the law of gravity. I haven't figured out how exactly to get out of that yet, but that's kind of 3D, that's what we're figuring out how to do. So what we can do is program our own energy fields, and you may have done this before, but by using the symbol of the Merkabah or Merkabah. If anybody knows exactly how to say that, I'm guessing you could say it either way. But it's this symbol, which I'm sure you're familiar with and have seen it. It's the two overlapping triangles. And basically, try and show you. The triangle that goes up, I can't do it backwards on the camera, is the more masculine energy, and it's pointing up to source. So this is, if you have done any of my meditations with me, I always usually start with, we open up the channel in our crown chakra, and we pull source energy down and through all of our chakras and out into the earth. So that's what the top of the triangle is doing. It's pulling down source energy into your field. And so that one starts somewhere around like your waist, and it goes way up, not way, but like a few feet outside of your body. And then the more feminine aspect starts more around your waist or your hips, and it points down into the earth. So again, it's this bringing source energy down and then grounding your energy into the earth, and you bring it back into your body. It's really kind of moving here in the center. And so I do this without the triangles a lot of times when we're doing meditations, is I'm opening this and I'm pushing the energy down and pulling it into the middle of your body. And what you're doing, and we're going to do this and practice this in a minute, is you're spinning the top triangle from left to right, and you're spinning the bottom triangle from right to left. And when they get spinning really fast, what you have is this energetic bubble around your body that then you can program. You can give it an instruction. You can give it a lot of instructions. It's basically the personal computer of your body, of your energy field. So you decide what you want. You are completely sovereign, and nobody can take this programming away from you. This is your choice in your physical body. So until you change it and decide you want something else, that's it will operate and spin in that way. So it's always there, but if you haven't specifically activated it and given it an instruction, it's not as active. It's not helping you out. So basically see it as like installing software onto your computer. So what else did I want to say? I think that's it. Oh, so also the other way you can do this, and this is why I do it in meditations a lot for, again, those of you who've done the Earth Tenders Academy, sometimes you'll realize I start meditations different ways. Sometimes we take a journey, and sometimes you're in your light body and you just travel somewhere. And that's what the Merkabah can do, is you can travel through dimensions and travel in that light body. So you're basically getting everything spinning, you're connected to source, you're connected to the earth, and then you can move and shift. So that's a good way when you are wanting to kind of travel somewhere or shift into another dimension to start the meditation that way, because that will, it's basically spinning and vibrating super fast. So I think I kind of said this, but I'll say it one more time. So there's two things really you want to do. You want to place your attention on this spinning Merkabah, and then you want to program it with an intention. So attention and intention. So if you are somewhere, you can come back and do this later if you're at work or something, can't do this. But if you're somewhere that you can sit quietly, I always like to use an oil because it shifts my frequency immediately. And I picked up for this one sacred frankincense. This oil actually, like, I see it as this symbol, like in my mind. These two go together. For me. So if you have any oil you feel called to, you can put a drop in your hands. You don't need an oil by any means. It just helps shift your frequency. And then close your eyes and get comfortable. Take a deep breath in and out. And imagine in your mind the top triangle, where the base of it is right through the middle of your body, extending out a few feet in either direction and meeting at a point a couple of feet above your head. It might be a color, it might be a light, it might just be lines, but just picture what it looks like. And now imagine it starting to spin slowly at first, from the left to the right. So it's starting to spin around your body. You may feel it, and you may move with it. That's what tends to happen to me. And now speed it up a little bit faster. And when you feel like you have it going, Imagine the second triangle, the line kind of going through your shoulders, reaching out again a couple of feet on either side of your body, and with the point meeting down in the earth a couple of feet. And when you feel like you have that image, just picture that triangle now spinning the other direction. Might take a minute to get it going. It's going to move from right to left. And the triangle on the top is still spinning. Just focus on it until you can get both of them spinning at about the same speed. And you may feel your own energy field expanding, your heart expanding. Now, once you have them both spinning, speed them up so they're vibrating really fast. It might just look like a big circle of energy around your body. And you can experiment with it a little bit. You can push it out, make it wider, bigger, as big as the room you're in if you want, if that feels comfortable. You can pull it in closer to your body. This is your energy field, and you're in control of what happens to it. Now, take a moment and set a specific intention that you would like your Merkabah to carry out for you at all times. And it might just be that you experience life for the highest and best good for you. You might want to give it a list of instructions that are much more specific. I have some instructions for mine that constant healing vibration is pulsed into my body, and that any vibration of illness or fear just kind of bounces off of my energy field and goes back to source. It can't get in. Whatever you'd like, I'll give you a moment. When you are done setting your intentions, you're just going to leave the symbol spinning and vibrating. It knows what to do and how to do it, and you've given it instructions. You can come back anytime and add additional instructions or remove instructions. It's up to you. Now take a moment and just come back into your body if you need to, if you feel like you float it off a bit. You can come back in, wiggle your fingers and toes. Take a deep breath in and out. And when you're complete and back in your body, you can open your eyes. All right. I hope you all enjoyed that. Feel free. I'm not sure I can see comments while I'm live here, so if I'm missing any, I apologize. I'll catch them after I turn off the video, but that's how we can activate and control our light bodies so that we can have our own experience and not be influenced by outside programming that is just floating on the breeze around us and frankly is pretty easy to pick up. So wonderful. I hope you all are having a great day. Like I said, I'm hoping to get on in this group live once a week or so and share these types of things with you. I will drop in a quick plug for the Earth Tenders Academy. If you want to join us, it's a 7-week online course where we get into all about working with the land, the spirits of the land, earth energies, doing things like this. But tomorrow is our live call for March. So tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. So if you want to be in time for our live call, join in the next 24 hours and you'll get in there. I'll put the link in the comments. So I hope you all are having a beautiful day and I will see you soon. Take care.